914. There was a great battle between us, the Anglo-Saxons in the south, and in the north, the Vikings. In order to hold back the Vikings, I built fortresses and a key settlement at Warwick. Warwick provided protection for my people. By 927, the Anglo-Saxons had conquered and united the surrounding lands to form England. 1 century later, a great threat approached this new kingdom.
Yes, a great threat indeed. In 1066, I, William, Duke of Normandy, travelled to England. I destroyed the Anglo-Saxons at the Battle of Hastings and claimed my rightful title, King of England. Whilst crushing the resistance in the north, I commanded that a Morton Bailey castle be built at Warwick, in case I needed to retreat. Of course, I did not.
The next 200 years saw the castle undergo huge transformations. It was at the heart of several wars, and many knights, like me, passed through its gates. Danger approaches. England is in civil war. The castle's under attack. Look sharp. Head for the battlements. Go up the stairs behind you. Hurry!
Baby, you need to stand in the feet. So stand on the feet. Here, you see the feet? Stand there. Postav se na nohy.
Warwick is being destroyed by...
I am the foot police.
The last 200 years saw the transformation of the castle into the imposing stronghold you see before you. During the Wars of the Roses, Warwick was a seat of power for one reason. Me. I, Richard Neville, Earl of Warwick, also known as the Kingmaker, controlled the succession of the crown. After my time, at the end of the war, the Tudors left Warwick to ruin. The towers collapsed and the walls crumbled. Alas, nothing lasts forever.
See there is my cousin, Fulk Crowe. King James of England gave the ruined castle to Fulk as a reward, though some call it a bribe. The building was brought to life in this way. Fulk spent the equivalent of £8 million rebuilding the castle. 30 years later, the Civil War raged once more. Warwick became a prime target for the king, but I swore no royalist would step foot inside the castle ever again. A fierce battle broke out. Watch out! Eventually, support was found from the south. Victory was ours.
Post-Civil War England was a very different place. The next generation of Grevilles, including myself, Francis Greville, converted the castle into a grand, stately home. Doesn't it look splendid? By mid-Victorian times, the castle had become renowned for its weekend parties, and was even visited by Queen Victoria herself.
One is not amused.
However, disaster struck in 1871. Fire tore the apartments in the east wing of the castle. Luckily, most of the collection inside was saved. The apartments were eventually rebuilt, and the castle was restored to its former glory. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Please exit through the far door. There you can find more of the colourful characters who have owned Warwick Castle over the course of its incredible history.
Warrior, and without her, we probably wouldn't be here today. Above her is William the Conqueror. He built the first castle at Warwick when he ruled England. He was ruthless and deeply unlikable. Then there is Thomas Beecham, the 11th Earl of Warwick. He ordered the construction of the large medieval towers in the 1340s. He earned a reputation for fighting like a lion and was nicknamed the Devil of Warwick by the French. Right, let's see who's next. Robert. Robert!
Oh, hello, cousin.
Move over, you oaf! What? Are you going to help me, or do I have to do everything around here?
The next owner was Thomas Beecham's son, also called Thomas, the 12th Earl of Warwick. He oversaw the completion of the medieval towers, although he didn't enjoy his father's military success. That pale-looking man next to him, the one with a hunched back, is Richard III. He owned the castle after his brother George built the Bear and Clarence Towers.
Talking of towers, Richard was a very cunning man. He locked his two nephews in the Tower of London so he could take the throne, and they were never seen again.
Unbelievable.
Over there is John Dudley. He was a Tudor. After inheriting the castle, he left it to rot in order to pursue his own hunt for power.
How dare he?
Well, that's funny. That portrait seems to be empty. How peculiar.
That's because it's supposed to be you. You were the next owner of the castle after it was given to you by King James I. Go on.
Oh, yes.
I inherited the castle from Fulk. From then on, the owners were all Grevilles, right up until 1978. There's the other Robert Greville. He rebuilt the castle after the Civil War. Then there's Francis Greville. He was a great patron of the arts and commissioned the famous artist Canaletto to create 5 paintings and 3 drawings of the castle.
And at the end there is George Greville, who owned the castle in the Victorian times. In the 1890s, the Countess of Warwick kept a zoo on the island, including a baby elephant. After George's ownership, the mill was converted to an electricity generating plant. Could someone please explain to me what this electricity is?
Well, don't look at me. The Grevilles sold the castle in 1978, and after extensive restorations, it was open to the public.
I wonder who the next owner will be. Now, don't be getting any grand ideas. This castle has seen enough battles and sieges. Hey! Give that back! Oh, for goodness sake.
Please exit downstairs on the left.